Hi friends, let's go. So a couple of months ago, Eric and I bought our first round of chicks, which is like so exciting. But I'm going on my way right now to pick up our next batch of chicks. So we got 12 chicks to start with. We raised those guys out. They are now about 3 months old. I might have to put a dog back. Hold on. Okay, so we had to put, we raised out 12 chickens. They're just egg layers. And now we are heading out and I'm picking up my order of 44 chicks from Murray McMurray. And apparently they're on their way. So come with me as I go get them and we meet our 44 new chicks. A little bit about the variety that I chose, in case you're curious or want to know. We chose Welsummer Chickens. I think they're called Welsummer Spring Chickens, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head. These chickens are great egg layers. So I kind of went in and what I did was I said I wanted the best egg layers who were also cold and heat hardy. And this was the chicken that was recommended from Murray McMurray. And if you don't know anything about Murray McMurray, I'm just getting to know them. This is the first batch of chicks I've ordered from them. They're located in Iowa, I believe, and they have the largest catalog of chickens I've ever seen. They also sell ducks, geese, and turkey, I believe, as well as some accessories that you might need for them. And they're just, they just seem to be a really great company. I'm sure if you follow any other like gardener, homesteader, YouTubers, you've heard of Murray McMurray Hatchery, especially if you follow them in the South. They seem to be really popular there. I looked at some local chick nurseries, and I didn't find one that had exactly what I needed. Their websites weren't super easy to use, or I had to like call in and place my order, and if I have to call you to place my order, it's not gonna happen. So I am gonna be looking at sourcing some more chicks more locally, just to support, you know, just to support local businesses and things like that. So okay, so we ordered Welsummer Chickens. They're heat and cold hardy. We ordered 40 hens and 4 roosters because the idea is eventually I will start selling fertilized eggs and chicks. We're not going to keep all 44 of them. I've never ordered chicks before, so I kind of made some assumptions and went from there. So one of my assumptions is that some chicks will die in transport. Another assumption that I have is that some chicks will just die because chicks die, and I'm not, like, I successfully raised out the 12 that we bought, but you know, things happen, and I don't know everything because all I've done is raise 12 chickens, so I bought extra. So I'm planning on seeing if anyone locally would like some chicks that are smaller, and then raising out the rest, and then selling full-grown chickens as egg layers to people who aren't really interested in the chick raising process. So I think that will be really awesome. I'm super excited. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that stood out to me about these chickens. They have what's described as a rich red brown egg. So I don't know what that looks like. I'll drop a photo and show you what I saw. Eventually I would like to have more varieties of chickens. So right now we have 12 brown star, gold star hens. And we have the 44 Welsummer chicks. And then eventually I'd like to get into different chicks. But when we get home, I'll show you kind of our current chicken setup, which is with a chicken tractor. Justin Rhodes is the big one that everybody knows. Build a chicken tractor. And so we have that. And so my goal is I'll have like maybe 4 or 5 different, maybe 6 is a nice round number, varieties of chickens that all lay different color eggs eventually is my goal. So that's where I want to go, and then maybe having like 10 to 12 of each of those chickens, because that's a lot of chickens. 60 chickens is a lot of chickens, and it might even be more chickens than what our little 5 acres can support. So we'll just see. I wanted to start somebody out there is gonna laugh. I wanted to start small. Ow, my camera really wants to be facing that way. I wanted to start small, but I'm not good at that. So we started here. And then Eric really wants to sell, you know, like egg laying chickens too. So we're gonna do both. So if you're like a regular human being, you might be asking yourself, lady, why so many chickens? And depending on where you are in the country, this story may or may not ring true. Or the world, I guess. The cost of everything has gone up. And when we ordered these chicks a few months ago, we knew that that was gonna happen. I mean, we figured it was gonna happen. They were back ordered quite a bit. And so these guys, unfortunately, they probably won't lay very much for me this year. We'll see. I'm hoping that we have moderate enough conditions that they lay longer than is typical, but we'll see. Anyway, when we were looking at like just the rising cost of everything, one of the things that I knew right away that I wanted to do was be able to, was be able to provide eggs for myself and my family and my community. And that included like my church community and my local community. And so chickens, that was something I could do fairly easily, fairly quickly. That's where we're starting. We're starting with chickens, and we'll probably get a cow soon-ish. And then we'll be able to provide milk for our family, and just, you know, constant more sustainability is kind of the goal. And that's the other reason why we got so many large chickens, or so many chickens that we planned on growing out, because right now we're not really feeling the pressure on eggs here, but in the future we'll probably see more of that pressure. So yeah, that's the goal. Little box of eggs. See you at home. Okay, so we are home. Forgot to take out the key. I have the chickens, and I'm gonna go through setting up your farm for chickens, because ideally you would have this done beforehand, there's some miscommunication between Mr. Wagner and myself, and so it's not all completely set up right, and I just want to show you guys what to do. So you are going to need these things. You're going to need chick food, poultry grit if you're raising them outside like we are, a feeder, waters, that's a big feeder because we have so many of them, and then you're going to want something like this, to put them in. Now this one is great for when they're small, so this is what I'll be starting with, and we're just going to get this ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put in, this water is too small, so I think I need to get the big water set up. So you want, this is too much hay in here, so I'm going to take out a bunch of this. You want it to just be a small layer on the bottom. So we'll put that over there. Now, it's important to note we're in a dog kennel. Dogs don't use this kennel, but we have the roof covered, so they don't have to worry about any predators in here other than the dogs, which we'll get out of here before we leave everyone alone. Hi. So I'm gonna get the chickens. I'm gonna put them into the smaller one so that they can get out of this box, and then fill up their water and with the electrolytes that's at the bottom of the shipping crate, and then we'll move them into the big one. I will say this box does not smell good. Oh my goodness. Look at you guys. You're so cute. And guys, I think they all survived. Maybe there's one in there that I don't see, but I think they're all alive. All right, let's get these guys out of here. Oh, look at him or her. It's so cute. All right, and there you go, little fluff. Now I'm really just moving these guys out of here so that they have a little bit more room while I get the other one set up, because it's kind of hot today and I don't want them to be crowded for any longer than necessary. So this guy, or gal, but I'm guessing it's a guy, this was a free chick that we got from them. They say that usually these are males, but I was hoping I got a female. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out. So I'll have to look for sure to know, but there's supposed to be only 4 boys, and just at a glance, I'm thinking this guy, this one is a boy. He's just a different coloring than the other ones are, and there's just a few that are colored like this one. So I'm guessing that this is a boy. That is a dog. No, it's not for playing with. It's just a baby chick. See, you can smell it. It's not for eating. So once I figure out which ones are boys and which ones are girls, I'm going to be spending a lot of effort with the boys, trying to make them a little bit more friendly. We'll see if that works. So at the bottom of this, there's supposed to be the extra things that I ordered. No. So sure enough, underneath this little layer of this was this Quick Chick and this Pro Gel Plus, and they said to put these in water to give them like the boost that they need. So I'm gonna go mix these up, get the water set up, get them into the bigger one, and then we'll let these guys calm down. Okay, so I am back in my house, as you can see. I had some trouble with all the things that were in my hands getting these lids to come apart. Not sure I'll be able to now even. Got it. Okay, so I am looking at the instructions, and for this Pro Gel Plus, it says that you need to mix it with a cup of water, or have a cup of water until it's absorbed, and then spread it over the chick feed. And then you remove anything that hasn't been eaten in 24 hours. So I have my little thing of chick feed here. I'm gonna just leave this open. I wonder if I can take this off actually. Yeah, I can. So I'm gonna take this off, and then, come on. Oh, maybe not. Just kidding. JK. I'm going to just leave this open and have their food spread out so that they can get this Pro Gel Plus easily. They're very small. So I'm even thinking this might be too tall. Like, they're about the height of this. And then the other thing I have is this Quick Chick. Do not put this in your hands or on your eyes. Okay, put 1 teaspoon in each gallon of water. Mix fresh daily. Quick Chick can also be mixed into feed rate at 4 ounces of Quick Chick per 250 pounds of feed. Alexa, how many quarts is in a gallon?
1 gallon is 4 quarts.
So this is 5 quarts. So I'm going to put 4 quarts in here and add in 1 teaspoon of this. And we'll start with that, see if they get through all of it. And if I think they need more tomorrow, I'll add in more. Okay, should be mixing pretty well. I'm going to keep this over here. And then I'm going to mix up the gel, the Grow Gel Plus. I went to the store today to pick up some of the things that we needed for the chicks, and there were plants. And one of the reasons why you haven't seen a lot from me is because we had a plant get-in where all of the plants that I owned froze, and then we just had a really hot day, and what didn't freeze just died. So not any of the ones that were planted in the garden are okay for the most part, but it's not been a great plant year considering how many plants I started. So I am trying to have some semblance of a garden, and so I bought plants. And I will just tell you, I bought maybe 16 plants, and it was $100. That's ridiculous. Okay, well past ridiculous. So anyway, I have a bunch of seeds, so I'm gonna grow things like corn and stuff. It's just not gonna be the garden that I had last year, which makes me a little sad. All right, I poured in that into this, half a cup of water, poured everything in the packet into this, and it's this really like gloopy texture. Okay, as my grandfather would say, that will really stick to the bones, whatever that means. And you guys, if you're here watching me and you're like, oh my goodness, what is she doing? Please let me know. Just put it in the comments. Tell me that I made a mistake. I'm fine with that. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. But this is what Murray McMurray Hatchery recommended. So I did all of their recommendations, including getting them some vaccines, which I know that's like a really controversial topic, but I figured since I was getting poultry from a high turnaround place, it might not be the worst idea to have that. So, especially since I'm not familiar with chickens from here. Maybe you guys let me know in the comments what you think about vaccines for chickens and if you get your chickens vaccinated, etc. All right. 132. All right, friends, that is 35, maybe 36 chicks. I counted 36, but then I'm not sure. So now basically what I'm watching for is just to make sure everyone is running around. They're either getting water or food. No chick is laying down. I'd like to see them a little bit active. So we're just making sure that they're super active. They're not laying down where they can't get food, etc. Some of them are laying down. I think that's mostly just a tiredness thing. They all have access to water, food. I'm going to come out in probably about an hour and check on them again and make sure that they're all looking good. They're all upright. But yeah, I call this a success. See this little chick? She's just laying there. So I am just going to pick her up. I'm sure that she remembers where the water is and that we have food right here. But just in case she didn't, there's a lot of chicks in there too. So we just want to make sure that there's plenty of room for all the chicks. It's hot today. It's like 90, I think. They have lots of sunlight in there. I'm not worrying about setting up their heat lamp right away. Actually, now that I say that, I might set up the little one right now so that they have access to that. I will. That way, just in case, if somebody's cold, nobody's dying.
Don't have time.
You want to say hi to our friends?
Hi, friends.
So Eric just got home and we're gonna go check on the chicks. It's been like maybe 40 minutes since I last came out here. I don't hear chirping, which kind of freaks me out actually. There's our big layers. So I either counted 35 or 45 or 46.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I knew I had gotten the one extra. Do you see the one that doesn't belong?
Yeah.
But they might have tossed in an extra one too.
You're so tiny. These are so much younger. These are so much younger than the other ones we got.
I know, I was thinking, I wonder if those chicks when we got them were like a week or 2 weeks old.
So, which do you think are the roosters?
So I looked it up and these light ones are the roosters. So 1, 2,
3.
No, I don't think that one is. It could be, I just don't think it is. 3, and then 4 actually, I think, if I didn't already count that one. This one is definitely, maybe not that one actually. I don't know, we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's really hard to count them. As
Yeah. So I keep making sure
I know how to count this. Let's use technology. Take a picture, and then they don't run around.
you can count.
Yeah.
Looking cute. And this one wants to play with the chickens. So that's why they're in this protected area. And I did set up, my camera died before I could say this earlier. I did end up setting up the heat and digging out a little nest in there for them. They were next to it when we came out here, but they weren't actually underneath it. I think it's just too warm. Like, I think they're like, who needs heat right now? We'll literally die if you do that to us. So I imagine tonight we'll set up the big one, because we have a really big one. We'll set up that one and have it in here, and then we'll kind of just check on them in the morning first thing and see if they're in that. And if they are, great, we'll keep it up. And if they're not, we'll maybe just leave a smaller one in here to have them. So this has another type of, this has electrolytes in it, I think. And then they have fresh water over here. They were really going after the fresh water for a while, but it seems like they realize the benefits of the electrolyte water. If you're wondering why my husband isn't answering me, it's because he's counting chicks on his phone.
There's at least 45. It's still hard with how they're all everywhere.
Well, we ordered 44 plus one free trick, so 45 is right on. All right, friends. Well, that I think that wraps up chickens this year, or for today, not this year. We'll have lots of chickens. People at the post office want me to bring eggs down to sample. So we'll drop off some eggs at our local Rogue River post office so that you can make sure they have some. Anyway, until next time, I hope you are all just living the life you dreamed of.